Alright, what's up? I'm Charm City 187, and this is mine and my brother's Week 3 NFL picks. I'm gonna try to get through them real quick, and I'll just try to elaborate a little bit on the ones we pick scores for. Thursday night, September 20th, at 8:20, you got the Giants at Carolina. My brother's taking the Giants 34-20. I'm going to take Carolina 28-17. I know Eli threw for 500 yards last week, but that was against the Bucs, and they just haven't looked like the first half of that game. They looked horrible, but I don't know. I don't think the Giants have looked too good so far in their first two games. That's why I'm taking Carolina. Plus, Giants are pretty banged up. They got, they're missing a couple people on defense. I think Bradshaw's hurt, and let's see. I know one of their wide receivers rolled their ankle or something, so he's not going to be 100%. Plus, I don't think the Giants their defense is going to know what to do with Cam Newton. So that's why I'm going to take Carolina. Sunday, September 23rd, the 1 o'clock games. You got the St. Louis Rams at the Bears. My brother's going to take the Bears. I'm going to take St. Louis. And I know I picked Chicago last week over Green Bay, but they looked fucking atrocious. Their left tackle is... I don't see... I was watching it. I don't know who to blame it on. Either their left tackle or Cutler for holding the ball too long, but in Cutler's defense, they were getting to him right away before he was even done some of his drops. He was already had people's hands on him, so that's why I'm going to take St. Louis. Buffalo at Cleveland. I really could care less about this game, so we both took Buffalo on that one. Tampa Bay at Dallas. We both got Dallas, but see, last week I changed my pick to Tampa Bay against the Giants. I'm not going to change to Tampa Bay this time. Their offense is clicking. I'll give them that. The first half of that game against the Giants, the Bucs offense was hitting on all cylinders, but they got to win a couple more before I can put some faith back into them. Got the Jets at Miami. My brother's going to take the Jets. I'm taking Miami. I think the old Jets are back. They're going to start fucking up everything. Their offense can't do a damn thing. San Francisco at Minnesota. We're both taking San Francisco. They're probably the best team in the NFC, if not the whole NFL. Kansas City at New Orleans. My brother's going to take New Orleans. If Kansas City can get their defense going like it should be going, Kansas City should win. So I'm going to go with Kansas City. Fuck it. I think New Orleans is going to be in a hell of a hole if they open up 0-3. Got Cincinnati at Washington. We're both going to take Washington. RG3's just been a fucking beast. Detroit at Tennessee. Both got Detroit. I think, what's his name? Chris Johnson's only got 30 yards of rushing or some shit so far this season. So, and they're all infighting. He's fighting with his the rest of his offense, saying it's their fault, the reason why he can't run the ball. So we're both going to take Detroit there. In Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Yeah, we're both taking Indy. Like I said before, the only thing Jacksonville is in the running for is the number 1 draft pick. They're not going to do anything. Philadelphia at Arizona. We're both going to take Arizona. Philadelphia could easily be 0-2 right now. And they should be 1-1 at least. The game last weekend was fucking disgusting. How the fuck are you going to be a referee and tell a guy on the other team that you need him to do good for your fantasy football team? Get the fuck out of here. and then throw a fucking penalty, offensive pass interference penalty with 5 minutes left in the game. That was the game right there. We would have been up by 13 points with like 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. That's the game right there. That's why we lost. And Flacco sucking, and Cam Cameron sucking. Got a fucking running back averaging 10.5 yards per carry, yet you're throwing the ball on 3rd and 2 and 4th and 2 when your quarterback's gone 2 for 20 something in the second half. I don't even want to talk about that game anymore. Alright, Atlanta at San Diego. My brother's taking San Diego. I almost took them. I mean, they're starting off hot, but I mean, they really haven't played anybody yet. Yeah, they played Oakland, but I mean, come on, Oakland is shit. And they also played Tennessee, and they're also shit. So, I'm gonna stay with Atlanta on that one. Alright, you got the 405. No, those were the 405 games. The Philadelphia at Arizona and Atlanta at San Diego were both 405. 425, you have Houston at Denver. My brother's going to take Houston. I'm going to take Denver. I don't even know when the last time I saw Manning lose 2 games in a row, so I think they'll find a way to get it done. Plus, they're going to be at home, so I'm going to take Denver on that one. Then you got Pittsburgh at Oakland. We're both going to take Pittsburgh. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh's offense looks actually pretty good so far. I really haven't seen anything from their defense, but they're missing a couple people to injuries. Alright, you got the Sunday night game, 8:20. The rematch from the AFC Championship game. You got the Patriots at Baltimore. I think this is like the second time we've actually played the Patriots at home in I don't even know how long. My brother's going to take Baltimore 27-23. I think it's going to be a lot worse than that. I'm going to say 40-24. If the Patriots score that many points, I don't even think they're really going to get above 20. But see, this is another bad game. I would have felt a lot better going into this game if Gostkowski would have hit that field goal at the end of the game against Arizona, because New England definitely doesn't want to lose 2 in a row, and we don't want to lose 2 in a row. But I think them losing Hernandez is going to hurt them. He does a lot of shit for their line too. Like, for their line, helps chipping people, and a lot of times he stays in the block, and then after the play starts breaking down, he starts like rolling out and catching them short passes and has the whole field open in front of him. So I have a feeling they're going to miss him pretty bad. And, I mean, when Flacco has a good game like he did week 1, and then he goes in talking about how he's elite in the press conference, he does the same thing every time. The next week, he comes out and falls flat on his face. He would have figured after last year he would have learned to just shut up after he does good in the game. Like, I'm so sick and tired of hearing him tell people that he's elite. You're not elite until you get to the Super Bowl and win it. Trying to compare himself. You can't compare yourself to Eli Manning. He's won 2 Super Bowls. And I think his first season in the league, he won a Super Bowl. So you can't compare yourself to people like Eli Manning if you're Flacco. And you got the Monday night game, Green Bay at Seattle. My brother's going to take Green Bay 27-17. I'm going to take Seattle 24-20. Number one, because they're playing at Seattle. And Green Bay, like, I'm telling you, yo, Green Bay is overrated. Their offense has not done anything. I think they only scored one touchdown that game against Chicago, and Chicago was fucking horrible. Seattle's defense is clicking. Plus, they're going to run the ball a lot, and that's going to basically take Clay Matthews out of the game if they run right up the middle. But, yeah, those are my picks for week 3, and I'm out. Peace.